you will see it will show me the thinking process. Can you eat a banana with the peel? And then we get the summary, a summary overall, notable pattern and customer review. This video will help you run AI models locally into your machine with the help of Docker and .NET. You will see how we will build simple applications that will use the AI without any cloud connection or API keys. Let's start by setting up our machine to run local AI models inside our computer. To do so, we are going to use a tool called Ollama. And Ollama basically is an open source tool. If you go to ollama.com, it's an open source tool that will help you run large language model, LLM. So you can see here in the models, you have a list of different AI models like DeepSeek, we have Quinn, this is from Alibaba, we have Llama 3, which is from Facebook, Meta, and each one of them will have list of different models with different parameters. So this is 7 billion parameter. This model here, you can, I think you should be able to run 1.5, you should be able to run 7, but 600 billion parameters is too much for a small machine like yours and mine to run. So we are going to use Ollama, and if you go to download, you can download the tool. It's fine. You can download the tool for your operating system, or we can use Docker to install the tool into our system. So let's run the terminal and make sure you have Docker running, installed and running. But run this command, I'm gonna put it in the description. Basically what I'm doing here, I'm running a new image, detach mode. It is Ollama, the name, and this is the image, Ollama. And it should be the port 11434. And this one here, I'm specifying a volume, Ollama's data, basically to any image, any model, any AI model that I'm trying to pull and run locally to preserve this data for future use. So you run the command, it's running now, and now I can interact with my container basically by running a command, and which is, in my case, it will be a bash. I'm gonna run docker exec to Ollama, the name of the container, and I'm gonna run bash. Basically, bash will allow me to go into the container and interact. I'm gonna rapify the subshell. So basically, this is inside the container. Now, if you go Ollama, you will see it's now installed and I'm able to use the tool Ollama. You can have pull, you can have run, show, etc. I already pulled two different two different AI models from here. If you go to, let's say, Llama 3.1, you can take this to run, this will pull. And if I do Ollama list, you'll see I have two different images and I can do Ollama pull if I need to pull a new image. And I will do now run Llama 3.2 1 billion. So you will notice here, it will take some time, but yeah, I'm now able to interact with my AI. Let's say, what is .NET? Wrong answers only. Give me a message with 5 words only. Wait, .NET is an actual programming language. You can now run the AI model, and if you say buy, I can also run the another model, which is Quinn 3 0.6 billion. This is a thinking AI model. So basically, if I say what is AI like that, you will see it will show me the thinking process. Okay, the user is asking about AI, etc., etc. I can quit that, and that's basically, we have now our AI models running locally inside our computer. Okay, now that the AI model is running locally, let's jump into the code and start building our .NET application. This is a empty console application that we can use. We need a few set of NuGet packages in order to get things running. And packages are, if you manage NuGet here, the packages are microsoft.extensions.ai. If you wait, you will see we have the Microsoft extension.ai. Let's first add this one. So I'm gonna install this one. And the next one that we need to install is basically Ollama, but you will not gonna find it because it's still in preview. So make sure to check the pre-released, or in Visual Studio, it's the same option. So click here, install, and now we have the second NuGet package installed. Now I do have the packages installed. I can start by creating my chat client. Basically, we are going to build a small chat application inside the console app. So I can create a new client, new Ollama chat client. And here you will notice we have few parameters to pass. The first one is the endpoint. And basically it's the local host with a port pointing to your Ollama instance. And if you remember from the Docker previously, we specified the port of that image. So I can do HTTP localhost with the port 11434. And then you can specify the model ID. Basically, I have two models running, Qwen 3.0 and Llama 3. I'm gonna use Llama 3.2. It's faster, like this. This here, basically our chat client, and now we can start interacting with it. So we can say client dot get response. What is AI? Short answer, please. Let's do await. It's an async method, and we can, this here will return a chat response. So I can do var response equal to this one, and now I can print out the response, which is basically a response.text. Now if I run the console app, you will see hello world. This is the first console, and now I'm connecting to Ollama. It will take few time to get the answer. It's running on my local machine. It's a low. Okay, we have now the message. Artificial intelligence refers to blah blah blah. Okay, fine. So we have the response from the AI. That's fine. That's cool. Let's improve it a bit more by getting the request from the user. Basically, I'm gonna read from the user the message, the question to the AI, and then we can pass it to the chat client. So let's do something like this. I can first do console.write, and let's do something like this. And then I can do a while true. So it's an infinite loop until the user close the app. And here we can read. So var prompt equal console.readline. And then I can say var response, which is basically what we did before here. And let's add the prompt to the user like this. Basically, we need to make sure that we read something. So yeah, we get the response. We call the get response async. We get the response and we print the message. And then I'm going to print again this one here to look like we are waiting for a prompt. Let's run. Okay. What is the length of a tomato? Let's wait. So this is very big problem because if I'm building a chat app, I need it to be interactive. And you already noticed that in ChatGPT, in Claude, in any AI that you are using, there is this stream of text that you can see when talking with the AI. Like we get the response, but it took some time and you can't let your user waiting for the response. So to do that, we can change few things here. So instead of waiting for the response, we can use a different method, which is get streaming response async. You will notice it will return I async enumerable of chat response update. Basically, I can loop through the stream of responses and then printing out because it's a console app. But if you are using Blazor or using SignalR, you can use this stream in order to get live feedback from the AI into your application if it is a web app or so on. So let's comment this here. And what we can do is basically we can do await for each var response in client get stream response async, and I can pass the prompt. Okay, you will notice we have different options that we can specify. I'm gonna talk about it in a few, but let's first try to run, and then I can console.write because I need it to be in the same line when printing it. And here I can do response.text. And in the end, I can do write line. So let's run. And I read from the user, hello, what is the capital of Lebanon? Let's see. You will notice that we are getting the stream here, and then we are printing everything. So can you tell me more about Beirut? What is the best food there? Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, and so on. You will see that we have some delicious food if you are coming to Lebanon. So stop and let's try to enhance our prompt basically. And to do so, you will notice I'm passing here a string, a prompt message as a string, but get streaming response. If I go to the definition, you have one with a string message, but we have another one that accepts a chat message. So we have a chat message inside the Microsoft Extension AI package that I can use to create a new message. So var chat message equal new chat message, and here you will notice we have different parameter. First one is the chat role. This is a user, and then I can specify the content. I'm creating a new chat message saying this is a user message and this is a prompt. But let's say I want to specify some system prompt with that message. So instead of chat message, I'm gonna create an array. So this is chat messages, list of chat messages, and let's do it like this. Okay, and I can create another chat message to be a system message. And here I can specify you are a sarcastic but helpful AI agent. And now I can take the chat messages and send them to the AI model. And now let's run. It should now start to feel sarcastic when we are asking it some questions. What is 1 plus 1? Let's see. Is it sarcastic? Because the math gods didn't want to tell you, I'll just say it obviously. 2. Now, if you don't mind, could you please provide more context? Okay, it is sarcastic. Can you eat a banana with the peel? You want to know if it's possible to eat a banana with its peel? Well, peel. P-E-E-L. Okay. So, yeah, you can specify some system messages within your chat message. But let's say I want to display my response in a different format. For that, we can use some options within the messages that I'm sending. So here you will see we have chat options that I can use. And inside chat option, let me go to the class itself. You will see we have conversation ID. If I need to set this conversation ID and keep it within the different messages, I have instruction if I need to set per request instruction to be provided to the client. Temperature, basically the randomness of each message that we are trying to retrieve. Max output token, I can set that. And also I can specify the format of the response, basically if it is JSON format or a text format, either text or JSON. So it will be very helpful later on in your application when you need actually to get a response with the way that you want to. So we have different options that we can actually use and implement. Okay, enough said. Let's try to do something meaningful with all of this AI stuff that we have learned. Console app is fine, but let us create an ASP.NET API project that we can let the user interact with an API. So I'm going to create a new project. It's a web empty API project. Let's call it AI with web API. Create. It's an empty API project, and you will see there is nothing here. Same thing as before. I'm gonna manage NuGet. I'm gonna install the both AI.Ollama and AI. So let me install this one and Ollama installed. Why I'm using API? Because I want to show you how to register the chat client inside your dependency injection. Basically here I can do builder.services dot add chat client. And here you can specify that chat client that you want to do. Similar to what we did in the console app, I can do new Ollama chat client. I need to specify the same thing. I'm gonna copy this one from here. So I can have the Ollama client here. And you will notice that this method here, add chat client, will have also a lifetime. Basically, it's default for singleton. So you will be able to change that if you need to, but by default, it's the same instance of the chat client across your application. It's a singleton one. So let's do this. And now in my API, I can inject chat client like this, client, and I can do something with it. So let's say I'm gonna do a new prompt for prompt equal roast the user with 10 words max. Be funny and sarcastic. Okay, this is the prompt, and I can do for response equal client dot get response the prompt. Anything that we did before I can do here. I can do stream if I need to. I can do options, system prompts if needed. So I can do everything that I did before. Let's await and let's make it async. And now I can return. Basically, it's an API project. So let me return the response.text as a JSON format. And yeah, now this should be working. Let's run and see. Okay, this is the console app. I need to run the web. Run. Should open the browser. Okay. So it's a local model. It needs some time to run. Let's wait for it. Okay, we got the message. Wow, you must have a PhD in I don't care to ask me this. Okay, return, refresh. Another message. So this is great, but I can make it interactive. I can change this to post, and we can inject the message in the body. So let's do that. I can create a record here, public record user request string username string message. Okay, and I can make sure to have the request like this, and then I can do the prompt roast the user request dot username, then word max, be funny and sarcastic, and reply to his request here. And this is the request, basically \n, and let's do request dot message. Okay, but to test this out, I'm gonna first disable launch the browser. So I don't need that now, but I can create a new HTTP file. So AI test.htp. Okay, this is the post request, and we have a username. I'm gonna call it Mohammed, and the message is, what is love? Okay, let's run the API. It's running. Let's post. It's not HTTPS, my bad. Let's run. It's taking some time to execute the message. Let's wait for it. Love is one thing that makes you not immediately shout out for eating Cheetos. Okay, okay, I like that. So that's how you can create an API that will contact your local Ollama. Think about it in having your application running in your company, like it's a local application that you don't want to pay for OpenAI or any other platform online to get your data there in order to do some work with AI. So let's say we have I'm going to create a new file here. I'm going to call it feedback.txt. Okay, this is some reviews from our users, and the beauty of it, I can make it that the AI will run and try to get some feedback from this review. So I'm gonna make it copy always, and if I go to my API, I can create another one, app.get, map.get. Let's say it's on the root, and let's say I will inject the chat client. And first, let's read the feedback. Think about it here like you are reading feedbacks from the database. Like you have a list of reviews from the user, from your customers. And you need to do some analysis into the user feedbacks. So you will have an API or maybe a background service that will go through the database and start getting the data from the database, send it to the AI, get a response, then maybe you print it into your website or something. It's very valid thing to do, I think. So I already have a prompt that I can use. So var prompt equal, this is my prompt. Please summarize my reviews. And here I can specify the text. So basically, let's read the files, read all text as a string, and then you can specify reviews like that. And then for the client, I can say it's the same thing, basically. Here, let's make it async, and let's respond with the response. Let's run. Gonna open it like this. It's feedback. Refresh. It's gonna take some time to read all the reviews and perform some real analysis on it, and it's a local model, so it will take some time, but it's fine. If you are crazy and you want to use a bigger model for this, you can go 70 billion maybe, and you can get the data, but it doesn't matter now. This is basically how you can actually perform some of the crazy stuff in AI. I'm gonna wait for it like a few seconds to see how things are done. And then we get the summary. A summary overall, notable pattern in customer review, blah, blah, blah. You will have your review. Okay. So in recap, we installed Ollama inside our local machine using Docker. We pulled and run a local image from Docker. We also create a console app to create and interact with the AI model. We showcased how we can get the response directly or stream the response from the AI. And then we're creating an API project where we use dependency injection to register and use our chat message client. And that's it. Bye bye.